People expect wedding day disasters to involve rain, a torn dress, maybe a drunken uncle, not your future husband naked in bed with your best friend. I didn't scream, I didn't even gasp. I stood in the doorway, bouquet in hand, watching his back curve over hers like a question mark. She laughed, he groaned. My maid of honor, in the same robe I'd bought her for this morning. It's strange what the brain does in moments like that. I noticed the champagne glass on the nightstand, my grandmother's pearls tangled in the sheets, his hand gripping her hip, the same hand that had been holding mine 20 minutes earlier at the altar rehearsal. I stepped back quietly, closed the door, and walked down the hall. Not to cry, to make a call. We'd met 3 years earlier. He was charming in that way that feels expensive. Always knew where to take me, what to say. He remembered the exact day I'd told him I wanted a small, intimate wedding, or at least he'd pretended to. He proposed under a canopy of lights, surrounded by both our families. I thought it meant he was proud of me. Now I know it meant he was performing. I should have seen the signs. The late-night texts he tilted away from me. The way she insisted on helping with every wedding detail. The secretive smiles they exchanged when they thought I wasn't looking. But love makes you complicit in your own blindness. That morning, I'd walked into the bridal suite ready to marry him. By the afternoon, I was ready to ruin him. I didn't run to my mother. I didn't tell the bridal party. I called his parents. I told them to come to the suite, that it was urgent, that they'd want to see it with their own eyes. Then I called his grandparents, his sister, his cousin who'd flown in from New York. By the time I returned to the door, my bouquet was gone, replaced with my phone in recording mode. I didn't knock. I pushed it open. The room froze. She pulled the sheet over herself. He stammered my name. Behind me, footsteps approached. His mother's voice. "What's going on?" I stepped aside. They saw everything. His grandmother crossed herself. His father's face went purple. His sister whispered, "Oh my God." He tried to stand, tripping over the sheet, muttering excuses about cold feet, and it just happened. I held up my phone. This isn't an accident. This is insurance. His mother looked at me sharply. She knew exactly what I meant. The truth was, I'd been prepared for something. Not this, but enough to be cautious. I'd insisted on a prenup with infidelity clauses. I'd had our joint wedding account in my name. Every deposit from his side of the family was legally mine the moment it hit. And just yesterday, I'd transferred the final payment from his parents, $50,000 for future house renovations, into a separate account only I could access. While they argued in the suite, I spoke over them, calm and deliberate. "I'll be calling the venue. The wedding's off. The guests will be told exactly why. You can decide if you want to face them together or alone." His father turned to him. "Is this true?" My ex-fiancé dropped his head. Didn't answer. His mother's eyes filled with tears, but not for me, for the shame. I kept going. "The prenup says if you cheat before the wedding, you owe me everything in the joint account. That's already handled. I'm also sending this recording to the officiant, just so there's no confusion about why you didn't show up." His grandmother sat down on the bed, the same bed they'd been in, and whispered, "Lord have mercy." No one moved. No one defended him. Finally, he dropped to his knees, not out of love, out of desperation. "Please, don't do this. We can talk." I looked down at him, the man who'd promised forever and couldn't keep his zipper closed for 24 hours. "You already did this," I said. "I'm just finishing it." I walked out of that suite with my head high. In the hallway, his cousin caught up to me, slipped her arm around mine. "They're all in shock," she whispered, "but they'll never forget what you just did." At the venue, I told the coordinator to send the guests home. No drama, no tears. Just facts. By nightfall, my phone was flooded with messages. Some from friends who'd heard, some from family members apologizing for him. I didn't answer a single one. The next week, the prenup payout hit my account. I booked a trip to Italy. I posted pictures of the Amalfi Coast while he tried to explain himself to anyone who'd listen. Do I regret not marrying him? No. I regret almost marrying him. I regret the years I spent believing his rehearsed lines, mistaking performance for love. But when I think back to that moment, the door opening, his family's eyes widening, his knees hitting the carpet, I don't feel heartbreak. I feel symmetry. Because on the day he tried to humiliate me in secret, I made sure his whole world saw the truth. And that's the kind of wedding memory you never